ticking. Hopefully this music isn't copyrighted. If it is, I will have to cut the audio of the game. Or hopefully it's under free use, but I'm not sure. I can always cut the audio from the game and we'll just have lots of background noise, or I'll find a couple of songs to play in the background. So we have finished researching into the mining, so now we want to research into improving our research rate. Hopefully soon our first ship will be launched. And that's just industry finishing. And then we started converting. And more industry. Oh, I forgot to do this. So we're going to make a team for geology. We're going to take those 5 because they're the 5 best geologists we have. And we're going to create the team. The rating is 125, which means that's their efficiency at doing this. And hopefully they will find more minerals or ease up production on Earth, but it's unlikely. And so they finished the survey and couldn't find any further mineral deposits. So our first ship is done. It's the SX-001. Built and assigned to shipyard task group. So I'm going to first of all go to the shipyard task group, not the missile base, it's the shipyard. I'm going to rename it by putting an underline in front of it to put it at the top of the list, because I would rather have that at the top of the list than at the bottom. So we're going to take that Essex and we're going to split it off into its own task group. And so the first thing I want to give it is I want to give it some default orders, and you are to survey the nearest planet or moon, and if your fuel is less than 50%, refuel at the colony. Now this will hopefully make it so that it auto refuels in time and I don't have to go and rescue it. And then oops. I'm gonna try and use the naval organization screen, but it doesn't always work. See, it kind of broke. So let's close that. Open that back up. Naval organization. And it doesn't seem to be working. So we cannot organize our navy better, but whatever. And so, if you notice, our display hasn't updated to show our new GEV Essex. So there it is, the GEV Essex 001. And so, we want to start constructing our next one. So we're going to add the task of starting the next one. And then we'll keep going. Okay, so we've added the second stipplate, which means we can add a second 6. And then we check our industry. We're still converting to construction factories, which is good. And our research should be done next month. Okay. Next month. Because it was a little past the 1st of April. So, I think the next thing we want to do is research our jump point theory. Maybe. Let me check. Let's see, we want to improve our armor. So, we will see, there's no defense system specialist, so we will assign one lab to Mr. Logistics and Ground Combat, just so he can improve at his trade, because we will want the logistics and ground combat soon. Excuse me. And so the next thing we want to do is design, I believe. We will assign one lab to designing magazines for our missiles. Oh, no. Magazines for our missiles. And then under sensors and fire control, we want to start improving our sensors so we can use better sensors. We want to research a thermal sensor. We will use one lab for that. And under power and propulsion, we want to research the basics of fuel efficiency, so we will use 2 labs for that. Under construction and production, we want to improve our shipbuilding rate. We will use the remaining 5 labs for that. Okay, so the geo-survey of Mars is complete, and it has no mineral deposits. In fact, none of the easy colonies have mineral deposits, so we will set this to 25. Venus has decent deposits, but we want something that's a 5 or under. Mostly just because Venus is way too expensive as of this moment. Part of that has to do with the massive atmosphere. We go under the system view. We can see what Venus is... There we go. We can see what Venus's temperature cost factor, 17.7%. Atmosphere pressure factor, 25.0%. The maximum atmosphere we can withstand is 4. So the current atmosphere of Venus is, I believe it's 100 pressure. Something like that. It's not on here. So we cannot colonize Venus very well. We have also finished our conversion of more factories into other things. I believe we want to change another 100 to mines. Or I want to. Just so we can start getting all these resources. Obviously, 246 years to depletion. That's quite a while, but we might use all of this before the day is over. So let's start digging. We have converted our mines, and I think I want the rest of them produced into construction factories, and there's a good reason for this. I want my industry to be strong so I can build more things faster. I'm going to need to start building more shipyards eventually. Okay, now we're just gonna tick through. And this is a slow process, but Team on Earth has led into the better fuel consumption technology. However, we will not be updating our engines for it. Let's see. Let's go back to power and propulsion. Let's get the maximum engine power. Then we will queue that up with you. And then I think I want to queue up the pebble. No. I will queue up that jump point theory so we can start figuring out where to go next.